Okay, it's a quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. So today I want to give you some unsettling facts about investing your money in the UK. So you think you're being smart with your investments? Stick around. I'm going to show you the risks hiding in plain sight that could quietly derail your plans for a solid investment. So investing is basically sold to us as being the smartest path to wealth. In some cases it can be, but the game isn't as fair as it apparently looks, especially when you're living in Great Britain. So I'm going to show you the hard truths about UK investing that most people either ignore or are blissfully unaware of. So let's get into it. So first off, you've got hidden fees. Now these are everywhere and sometimes they are hiding in plain sight. Actively managed UK funds, most of these charge around 1, maybe 2% yearly. But over decades, this can absolutely drain your wealth, especially when you might only be making 2.5 or 3.5% gains. Think about that. It means you're giving away about 50% of anything that you make in fees. You've got FTSE 100 stagnation. So historically, it's massively underperformed, especially when compared to the comparative US markets. So UK investors absolutely miss out on possible growth. Buy to let obviously isn't what it used to be, certainly not since Labour have come in and flipped the script. Landlords are now paying massive taxes. You've got high interest rates. Obviously, that's not news. But all of these tough regulations that are coming in are basically squeezing every last bit of profit out of both the tenant and also the landlord. And the only real sort of entity that benefits is obviously HMRC. We've got ISA limitations, which, although not in force as we speak in July 2025, they are coming. I mean, let's face it. Rachel from accounts has already, I mean, to all intents and purposes, the writing's on the wall, isn't it? Tax benefits can lull people into poor performing funds. ISAs aren't magic. Now, when they first came out, I think it was probably about 25 years ago, maybe. I think ISAs at the time when they came out, the interest, it was about 6%, something like that. It steadily went down over time. Then it was around 4%. And now, I mean, you're lucky. You are lucky if you find an ISA that's over 4%, that doesn't charge you to be able to get access to your money. A lot of the ones that pay over 4% require you to lock your money away for a time, or you can only access it maybe once or twice a year without charge. Now, obviously not financial advice, but I've got an ISO with a company called Tenbo. And Tenbo, up until recently, it was like 4.8% interest. And they have, in line with the Bank of England cocking everything up, they've reduced that now to about 4.6. But 4.6, given that I can access my money whenever I want, is actually reasonable for a UK ISA. Rumour has it, and it is a strong rumour, that the cash ISA limit is going to go down to around £4,000-5,000. And I think the hope is that this will then push people into a stocks and shares ISA. But that's more risky. Short term, it carries more risk. Long term, it has shown over decades to outperform cash ISA. But does anybody want to lock their money up for that long? Food for thought. So ISAs aren't a magic bullet, and they are limited as to what you can put away and everything else. Inflation erosion is obviously massive. Now, savings and low-risk bonds, they often fail to outpace the current inflation rate, which is about 3.5%-ish, if you believe the current figures are not fudged. I think we all know it's probably double, if not more than that. But yeah, so inflation is absolutely going to erode anything that you'll ever make in an ISA or a savings account. The property market is very volatile. Only 6 months or so ago, when I started doing YouTube, there was really nothing to buy and nothing to rent. now since Labour have dropped the landlord bombshell. There's tons for sale that nobody wants because they're all massively overpriced, or they just can't afford them, period. Can't afford to get the mortgages. And there is very little to rent. So, yeah, it's done a complete U-turn. It's absolute madness. So what are the solution paths? Well, diversification is key with any investments. And again, it's not financial advice, but it's common sense that you need to not put all your eggs in one basket. And that phrase has been around forever and ever and ever. Diversification, passive investing, and also understanding the costs attached to your investment. Are you going to get charged for pulling your money out within a certain time period? Are you paying monthly or yearly fees that are effectively eroding any gains that you make? I mean, like I said, if you're basically losing 50% of any gain in fees, it brings your real gain down to about 1.5-ish%. You're probably better off at that point just sticking your money in a high street savings account for the same interest. So you need to read into it. You need to read the small print and just be honest with yourself about how long you want your money locked away for, and realistically what you're expecting to get back from it. But also you need to avoid hype-driven assets. And that's a big one as well. So avoid spin. All these people that lost money on NFTs and meme coins and all the rest of it, I don't pity them whatsoever. They were playing a mugs game and they got mugged. That's the long and short of it. Never invest or effectively gamble any more than you can afford to absolutely lose completely. And I think if you stick by that, you'll be absolutely fine. So look, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the facts about investing in the UK? Are you someone that does invest? Where do you put your money? Is it index funds? Do you play Forex? Do you invest in crypto? Drop it in the comments, let me know. Really keen to find out. Obviously, let's level each other up. Let's do better. Let's be better. Hopefully, let's have more. YouTube's going to stick another video there. The algorithm is pretty sure you're going to like it. It's probably right. And like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. Another video tomorrow. Goldman, peace out.